Hey there guys, so today's video is going to be a bit of a special one considering it's going to be the second one in my 3K series. I know it's been a while since this has been on the channel, but yeah, I kind of ended up just dropping a monster 3K Gibraltar game. Today's video is also going to be a narration style video, and just to clue you guys into how great of a game this was. We started out with a full party. One of our teammates leaves us before the game can even start, and then the second one eventually leaves me towards the end of the game. So I ended up having to solo the end of the game, and I hope you guys enjoy because this is a pretty mental one. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a few seconds, and bye. Hope you guys enjoy. So as y'all probably already know by now, I've been playing a lot of Gibraltar recently because I've been trying to get a couple of my other legends up to 1,000 kills, because I don't just want to be able to play one character. I want to be able to diversify across all of them, like be able to pick anyone I want at any given moment and still know that I'm sufficiently skilled. So we drop out of the ship and we're dropping on Fragment. I want to assume east, maybe west. I don't know. I'm not a cartographer, so I wouldn't know my east from my west. For anyone who doesn't know, a cartographer is a guy who makes maps. Yeah, so we loot up and things are looking good so far. Find me a good old G7 scout, but I decided to stick with the Hemi because it's been slapping lately. Yeah, the Hemlock totally wrecks this season because they upped the fire rate, but they didn't lower the damage, so you can really spam it easily in single fire mode. But I eventually switched that out for a flatline because it's just what I'm more comfortable with. Like, I basically don't miss with the flatline. Swapped the Elstar out for a Havoc, and this was basically my loadout the whole game. And quite honestly, it was a super fun loadout. I didn't expect it to work as well as it did, but I gotta say it worked quite well. So now that I'm all looted up, I'm gonna start looking for a scrap. And thankfully for me, I can hear quite a few of them around me. But I'm obviously, because there's just two of us, I'm looking to take on these scraps as strategically as possible. So I get Pathfinder all on his own, take him out first, and my teammate joins up with me. So I kind of point him out to the death box so he can get that blue on the Pathfinder I just killed. I needed a backpack, so I picked that up too, and I also get some more heavy ammo, and we're moving on. I mean, good couple of minutes of this gameplay are centered around this particular building that I'm in right now, but I guarantee you it doesn't, it's not dull, because obviously we're trying to hold the house because it's just the two of us, so we need to have some sort of home base where we're operating out of, so to speak. I mean, we can poke and prod squads from different angles, and we just know what's going around us when we're playing in this manner, and we only have to because obviously we started as a 2-man as opposed to your 3-man squads, which everyone else is playing as. So they kind of have an advantage, but I managed to pull up on this guy because I heard him, which this is also pretty important, guys. Try and listen out for people trying to pull up on you. It helps a ton, like you wouldn't believe it. Yeah, just try and listen out for footsteps because it will help you a ton, and it will help your gameplay a ton, because you're not only waiting for those visual cues to happen before you start attacking. You have these auditory cues to tell you that okay. And Apex is such a great game because it has like great vertical and horizontal audio, so you can tell when someone's like right above you, how many people are right above you, and you can also tell when someone's below you and coming from below you. And you can tell obviously when there are people on your left and your right. So excellent vertical audio and excellent horizontal audio. Kudos to the devs on that one. I don't think I've ever mentioned that before. But yeah, we continue to use this as like our home base until we're able to just kind of wipe out all the squads. Another important thing is you can do is, and you'll see a couple of examples of this in the gameplay that you're watching right now, is you can zone people off with your ultimate. Like for example there, what I just did was I kind of created a no-go zone. I saw that people were starting to bunch up there. And if they bunch up there, they're obviously gonna create a problem for us in a few seconds. So I toss down my ultimate and it just disperses them. Even if they are a full team, it manages to push them all apart and separate them because not everybody's gonna go in the exact same direction. This ended up being a victim of that because I'm guessing she must have separated off from her squad in a bit to try and portal them out because of the ultimate that was dropping. She would have tried to portal them out, and I had her on the ropes because we were holding that one particular building. I was able to just jump her and end her game there. So pay attention to what's going on around you guys. That's so important, like you wouldn't even know. I had to pick that up just in case I had to have like a long range engagement, and we all know that the Havoc isn't exactly the best, so a flatline gives me that mid to long range engagement option that I kind of needed. Yeah, so it starts to quiet down and cap, and we decide to move for a completely different zone. I mean, it is just the two of us, so basically we rotate outside towards the edges of fragment, and because I saw some muzzle flash over there, the whole point is to try and third party and keep them in the ring as long as possible, because if I can keep them in the ring for as long as possible, by the time they head out, they should be low on health, and that should just make them easy pickings for a two-man team if we're able to work together. So first I look on this side, I don't see anyone, so I decide to rotate over to the other side, just in case someone may be trying to sneak past. I rotate and I get there, and I notice this one little Pathfinder. And I guess he noticed me also, because he let that thing fly. And yeah, I melt him back up to recharge my shield, and then I head back out. But the unfortunate part is, by the time I get out there, he's like completely disappeared. My assumption is that he rotated towards train yard, which would have been a smart rotation considering he's playing Pathfinder, so that he could pop a zip line, and then maybe one or two grapples later, he should be out of the store, depending on obviously how adept he is at using the grapple. But yeah, he should be out of the store. So I rotate back one more time just to make sure there's no one over there. And as I'm just scanning the area, I notice a Pathfinder from the corner of my eye. So we push on that team. It's actually a Pathfinder and a Wraith. We push on them, and as we're pushing, or as I'm pushing, I notice the Wraith trying to jump my teammate. So I toss my ultimate on them, and I start looking for an angle to push with. Because obviously I know I have to take out one of them, and make it into a one-on-one fight, which was part of the whole point of the ultimate, to try and create some distance between the Wraith and the Pathfinder, which I think was successful because I was able to fight the Wraith just 1v1. So I take down the Wraith and I go in for the Thirst because I'm not aware as to what kind of shield she may have, but although it seems like she was already put in. And after I take off the Wraith, the Pathfinder shows up and the ring closes. So I do my best to get my teammate up as quickly as possible, pick him up, and try to educate him as to the methodology to use when trying to medkit up. Because from like Storm 2 and Storm 3, you have to pop 2 syringes and then a medkit unless you have a gold shield or someone has a gold backpack. Because essentially those first 2 syringes give you and buy you time to pop the medkit unless obviously you have someone has a gold backpack or there is a gold body shield in play. Then obviously you'll need to pop those syringes and then the medkit. My teammate goes down again, and unfortunately I can't help him this time because I need to pick up meds, and I also need to worry about still making it out of the storm to revive him. So because he's been picked up so many times, he goes down in about 4 seconds, and it's just completely timed out. So I go back, pick up a few more heals, and then I move on. And I also switch out for the Golden Prowler, because why not? Seems like a great opportunity. So I pick up the Gold Prowler, go for one last peek in the box, and then I start moving on. My teammates already left me at this point, but his zipline does come in handy, seeing as it helps me to get out of there faster. And yeah, I just kept pushing for the next fight. Keep in mind, this is at least 6-7 spots left, and I currently have one spectator who I think stayed with me the rest of the game to watch, to actually, as far as I'm concerned, he was my cheerleader, he or she was my cheerleader until the game was over. And yeah, I was pretty sure I heard someone up there, and I pinged it for my spectator so they would also know, to sort of like keep them also clued in as to what was happening and not just like leave them in the dark. So I don't see anyone, and I decide to look around, make sure there's no one lurking in the area. I also head up to the top of the epicenter drill, I'm going to call it, or tower, just to make sure there's no one there, and to make sure like once I'm actually pushing, no one's going to jump me and shoot me in the back. So I take the zip line up, after sliding downhill, I take the zip line up, and when I see that there's no one up there as you're about to see, I decide to start pushing back towards the actual fighting. Yeah, so now I have that peace of mind to know I can hop into a fight and no one's gonna shoot me in the back. So I start heading towards the fighting, or where I know the fighting to have been. And as I'm pushing up, I'm also trying to maintain awareness of my surroundings and make sure I don't make any silly mistakes that would cause a team to zone in or hone in on me and just attack me all at once. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to gauge the locations and scope out where everyone is, what type of legends they're using, just so I don't get caught off guard by anyone. So I climb on top of this house, ascertain the numbers of how many people are left, and once I see that Jibby don't drop, I take the opportunity to also drop my airstrike. Because if there's anyone still in there, if there's a Gibraltar still in the area, his what I'm thinking is his tactical has just gone down, and this was something I learned from a friend. Um, Either wait till the Jibby tactical goes down, or wait till it's just about to go down before you toss your ult on another Jibby, because that way they don't have the luxury of throwing down the dome. So it could be an easy win for you, or in a fight that could be an easy win of the fight for you with just that simple trick. I thirst to Brave, and I'm going for the Lifeline Thirst 20. I'm guessing the Pathfinder you're about to see took her out. Yeah, I'm the new kill leader, even though I'm a solo and I'm feeling super excited. And yeah, keep moving. I tried to find some more Prowler ammo because the Prowler was doing work this whole game, as y'all can probably see. Pick up some ammo, pick up a fresh backpack, not that I necessarily need it anyway, but I pick up a fresh backpack and I keep it moving. And yeah, really, my narration is probably not going to do the rest of this game justice. So I'm just going to let the music kind of make you guys anticipate what's going to happen. I mean, I did already say we did win the game, or I did win the game, but I just like for you guys.
Showing some colorful outfits. It's in the reinforcements. Down one squad. Very good. Come on. Only one more squad to take out. Heal up. Man's getting shot. Calling the airstrike. Charging shields.
Kobe. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video and hope you'll be back to the next one. Hope you were able to learn a few things from this. And if you're new here, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. It really helps me out. And if you're not new here, be sure to like the video. And go check out my mate's channel simply from the last video. I'll leave a link down in the description below. Bye.